Guys, welcome to Wayne's Corner. How are you doing tonight? Much love. Hope everybody's doing good. Just wanted to come on here and talk about a couple things. Not really sure what direction these things will go in, but I feel confident that they will go in a good direction once I figure out what the topics will be about and how to come across in a way that is good for people, that they won't get anything from this other than something that's positive. So, because I know how things are nowadays, and you have to be politically correct with a lot of things, and it's hard to just say things that are on your mind or put things into words that you would use. So I'm going to try my hardest to put things in a sort of light that people can understand it, so that it doesn't come across offensively and people can get something good from it. But at the same time, being myself. I'm a very, introspective person, but I also feel things, and I've always had the gift of feeling things, and I've seen it with my own eyes manifest. So whenever you know something's real and you've seen things, you know that what you're saying is based off your experiences. So hold on a second. I'll give a little light in the situation here. So I'm currently over here in a motel in Arkansas. Now, I was on a job, and I'm in the industry of the oil and gas, and seems like these jobs are getting more and more cutthroat. Didn't know anybody, won't name the company that I worked for, but they did me wrong, I feel like, basically told me I was laid off. They told me at the last minute, you're gone. This is your last day. No, not in those words, you're gone. But I recall the foreman said something to the effect of, this is it, And I thought that was kind of funny when he said the words, this is it. And I thought, well, does that mean I'm laid off? Does that mean I quit? Or I'm getting fired? Reduction of force, ROF. There's all these terms, There's all these different things it could be. Did I do something wrong? Well, in my industry, they need a paper trail. I was never wrote up. I was never wrote up one time. I did my job duties. I was there early. I was there every day. It simply falls into the category of not knowing somebody. This is what this is turning into, this industry, and not what you know, it's who you know. And for all those people out there that are starting out in this field, I want to make you very aware that it is a very cutthroat snake. I remember I was on a job, and I'll never forget it, in the lunch tent. Somebody had said something about watch out for snakes, and I remember somebody said, yeah, walking around on two legs too. And everybody laughed, and that is so true, because it's hard to be on these jobs and be friendly with people and try to just be you, and do your job, and the foreman, his job is to give you as much information as possible. And so much of the time, I feel like my experience tells me that they don't give you the information, or they hide information from you. They're supposed to give you a print. You're supposed to be able to interpret that print. I get that. But there's also things that can go differently according to what how they want to do things, And there's a certain format. There's a criteria. There's a information comes from the top and it trickles down. They know what they're doing. They know what they're working on. It's whether or not they want to give you the information. And I know that. I've done this long enough. I'm not green to this industry whatsoever. I know that. And so that's when I implemented the writing things down thing. I carry a notebook on me, and I write things down. This is my blue book. This is an example, though. This is not what I use out there, but I will use this is for looking up stuff to do with pipe and stuff. But I will have a notepad with me in my pocket, a pen ready to go, write down times, dates, what went on, what was said, and this is simply to cover CYA. Okay, I think you know what that means. Cover your ass. Okay, it has saved my job multiple times. In one in particular instance, it actually, I got a 5-day vacation out of it. Okay, and it was paid. So take notes and log what's being said, what you were told to do, and all the above. If you get an idea in your head that somebody's, starting stuff with you, document it. It's in the day we live in, okay? It's this sensitive Nancy, cousins and brothers and in-laws, sons weren't dads. Last job I was on, it was a foreman and a son working together, okay? I knew it was a recipe for disaster from the very first day. Sure enough, they effed me, okay? They ousted me, okay? I'm sure it was something like an ego thing for the dad. He wanted to pretty much, oust me to look like the alpha dog or whatever. I get that, but when a man comes to work every day and does his job, and gets along with everybody and works hard. I mean, I'll tell you what, the last day I was there, I worked my butt off, okay? I grinded 4 different beams, had my material ready to weld on guides with the welder, and my welder was taken away from me. And my welder even told me he wasn't going to do it. If that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what does. I mean, they were talking in their inner circle, and I'm sure that they all had already planned this. They were going to hang me out to dry, and then it would appear that I didn't do anything, which is a direct way of getting rid of me. The people that I knew that got laid off, supposedly laid off with me, told me that very day that they were going to get laid off. And sure enough, we got laid off, okay? Well, that's shitty, when you drive 12 hours somewhere and expecting to work, 7 months I was told, and you get told you're laid off, and that's a bummer. That's a letdown. And pretty sure that I was not laid off. I was told that I was laid off, and I left, and I didn't come back to work. I got my material, my box and everything, and I bet you I got a no call, no show. We'll find out when I claim my unemployment, but I can guarantee you that's what they did. Okay, this is how snaky and cutthroat these fuckers are. Excuse my language. You gotta watch these people. These characters are good and methodical at what they do. I mean, they're masters at manipulation. They are narcissists. I mean, they are the worst individuals. But don't get me wrong, I have met some of the best people in my life, on these jobs. But there is a vast majority of them that are heartless, evil bastards that just care about themselves, that want to try to make somebody else happy, and will rat you out in a minute, cut your throat, throw you in. I mean, just turn their feelings. It's like they have no emotions and they have no feelings. They are just rotten from the inside out, rotten to the core. And I hate to say that, but that's the nature of the beast that you're dealing with. Okay, if you're in this industry, understand. I'm talking to you from my heart. I'm telling you from my experiences, only to help people. And I think that's what this is going to be centered around, and kind of going in that direction of either it could be life advice, it could be journeyman advice from being, I'm a pipe fitter, advice in your work, where to go get material or information to help you through things. I battle a lot of things. I battle with the gym. I slightly battle with a little bit of depression. I don't want to say that I do, and give into that and let feed that thought, but I do. My kids. I have 3 boys. Okay, I don't really get to see my 2 boys that much, being on the road. Okay, and that's very hard on a man. But that's a little bit about me. I'm 37 years old, and that's a very hard life, what I do. But I know what I was doing when I signed up for it. So I've gained a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge that I can help people. And I usually wouldn't do this. I normally wouldn't give out all my secrets, but you know what? Screw it, man. If somebody can learn from me and I can help people, I'm glad to do it. Okay, I'm glad. Nobody helped me. Nobody gave me anything. I worked for everything my whole life. Nobody. I don't know any of these people. I didn't grow up in this business. I had to learn from the ground up. School of hard knocks. Somebody calls it. Other people call it. You know, could be trial and error. I don't know. However you want to say it, but that's me. I've had to learn the hard way, and I've come up in the business with not too many people that are willing to help. More people willing to do this than give me a hand and help me. Okay, and that has made me a stronger individual. That right there has made me to where I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but I guarantee you put me side by side with somebody, I'll work the dog shit out of them, do circles around them. And I'm not saying that I'm all that, and I'm not saying that I'm God's glorified fitter from heaven, but I know my capabilities, and I know that if I have a good team and I'm working with, and people are all working together, I can shine like a diamond in a goat's rear. But it takes being around those good individuals that you can trust, that got your back, that you can, if you're around a bunch of rat bag, sons of guns, bad, rotten to the core people, it's hard to succeed in that environment because you are what you're around. And it's like the Bible says, don't cast your pearls among swine. I like to read the Torah. This is a good book right here, my friend Trent Faraday blessed me with, and this talks a lot about fruits of the Spirit and how we're supposed to act accordingly in this world, and kind of have values and stuff, and love people, love thy neighbor, and love people even though they do wrong to us. That's the battle. That's the battle in itself, is turning the other cheek and doing the right thing even though everybody's doing you wrong. And really hate to say this, but people would rather see you fail than succeed. That's the kind of world we're living in, and it breaks my heart to know that it's like that. But at the same time, it can help you. It can go in your advantage because you know what you're working with. My buddy always told me this. He said, Wayne, be smarter than what you're working with. So that can help a person. That can go in their favor when you're aware of the way it really is. Okay, I'm talking the way it really is. People can put on a facade and be this fake person, and and I joke around and stuff, and I try to get around and get along with people I work with, but people are so good at this mirror image of putting out this, it could be a straight face or whatever, and you think that they're all right individuals, and then in the blink of an eye, they turn, and it's like I never would have thought that person didn't like me or they were against me, or it's like I wasn't thinking that about that person. So how did they get it in their head to be like that against me? I don't understand that. I don't understand what makes people tick. But as I'm getting older, I'm starting to realize something. At the end of the day, it's not about why or what or whatever. It's about how do I react to what's going on around me. How do I, regurgitate whatever's being put into me, what's being poured into me by these people. They're just men. They're nothing. God is where I get my energy from, where I get my, my life bread, as you call it. He's the one that puts His Spirit into me, and I'm able to walk every day. Thank God I have my hands, my feet, my eyes, my senses. I can go get another job. I'm not worried about this job. God always blesses me. What I'm saying is, it's hard to be around snakes and try to succeed. And all I can say is I know God's got my back. He always has, and He always will. It's very powerful, the prayer. If you just try to do that in the morning, man, just try to pray up before I go into these plants, and it doesn't matter what you're doing. Just say a little prayer, And I found lately that the good prayer that, and I'm not trying to offend anybody. If you don't agree with this, that's fine. I'm just telling you what works for me. Okay, I'm just a man. I'm nothing special. But I like to say that Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. And and then the rest of it, and then just kind of say a little prayer. I think that goes farther, because he really knows you're talking to him. And if it doesn't work to some people, and you think it's farce or ridiculous to do this, just try it. Just try it, see how you feel, and if it works and it makes you feel good, hey, just keep rolling with it, right? I mean, what do they say? If it's not broke, don't fix it. I mean, hey, try it out. Don't knock it till you try it. And it's been good for me in my life, and it gives me a sense of security and power that people feel. And I feel like these rotten to the core people feel that energy, and that's why they want to oust you so much, man. It's almost like looking into a mirror and seeing themselves, and they can't deal with it. They're blinded by it. They got to get rid of you. They get them out of here. That's kind of how I feel. And so I'll make another video real soon. But anyway, good talking to you guys, and I hope somebody can take this and take something positive from it, and maybe learn from my experiences. I'm going to do another video, though. This is just the beginning of this, okay? Much love. Thank you, guys.